We want to give you an update on that group of 31 members of the Patriot Front who had been stopped, thankfully, arrested before rioting at a Pride event. It's gotten even worse, at least more pathetic coming out of it for one of the members of that group. So on Saturday, Idaho police did round up this crew. They were allegedly conspiring to stoke chaos at an annual LGBTQ plus Pride event. Now, in an exclusive interview with the Daily Beast, the mother of one of those who was arrested is speaking out in hopes that her son will finally cut ties with the extremist faction. He'd actually been identified thanks to a Twitter post, which you can see here. Garfield, but anti-fascist, which I love as a name, says, hello, as promised. I'd like to introduce you to Jared Boyce. Jared here is a big fan of Patriot Prayer. He's also a blatant anti-Semite, racist, and homophobe, if it's not clear from the symbols and all that. So Karen Amsden is his mom. She said that her son has been struggling ever since his father came out as gay and they got divorced. So this, I guess, is how he deals with that. As many people have noted, conservatives will do literally anything to not just go to therapy. Anyway, she told the Daily Beast that after her son got out of jail in Idaho, she told him, well, then you can't live here. So this is following, what happened. You can choose between Patriot Front and your family. And he's like, well, I can't quit Patriot Front. I'm like, well, then you've just chosen. So pack your stuff and get out of my house. And so she kicked him out. She said that her son told her that he was just gonna go to Idaho to go camping for the weekend. Instead, of course, he joined this pathetic mob attempted violence against the LGBTQ plus community. But like, this is, I guess, a mom, I'm gonna assume based on what's being reported that she doesn't, hold any of those views herself, like who I guess has lost her son and is trying to bring him back. And that is a big ask. Yeah, it's like, how do you get through to someone who doesn't just believe these insane, hateful, crazy things, but wants to go and possibly brutalize people?
Yeah, and at some point you don't deal with them, you just cut them off the way this mom looks like she has already done or is about to do. And of course he, had to lie to her and tell her that he was going camping when he was really going to this rally. But it was, just the fact that this person obviously has some issues that he's not dealing with, right? That he can't deal with, doesn't know how to, doesn't want to. And now it's like everybody else's problem, right? Man, if you just deal with your own stuff, right? Really go to therapy, do what you gotta do. I don't wanna tell anyone to do drugs, but do what you gotta do, right? To get in touch with yourself so that the rest of us don't have to deal with you, so that the rest of us don't have to deal with a U-Haul full of Patriot Front people, patriots, I don't know. Like the word patriotism, I also have issues with, but
yep.
Just deal with your own stuff so I don't have to. That's it.
Yeah, 100%. I guess, yeah, at some point you just have to cut things off, I guess. Like that's
there's only so much you can do for people. You can't help everybody.
But imagine it's your kid. Imagine you had a kid and they turned out to just be awful. As I think it was Teddy Bear pointed out, like you often hear about, people who come out to their family and they're not accepted and they're kicked out, which is an actual tragedy. Like you don't often hear of it because of the opposite side. You kick someone out because they're so just toxically homophobic. But anyway, yeah, like we've been seeing more and more of this, families getting split apart by how people are being radicalized. QAnon, back when QAnon was its own movement and not just conservatism, people would lose family members because of it. Like, and by the way, all of this is true. We are becoming more radical as a society, but don't accept the bizarre need to make it a narrative of both sides are becoming more radical. That's the thing I took issue with Matthew McConaughey in his White House speech. Both sides getting crazy. No, there's no left-wing equivalent of this. There's no left-wing Proud Boys and Patriot Front and all this stuff. We're not doing left-wing libs of TikTok where we just identify which drag queen story hour we're gonna try to turn into a mass casualty event. We're not doing that. That's them. That is all them. And I'm not gonna break down again why they're doing it. We do it all the time. It's disgusting, and there's no limits on what they'll do in pursuit of all this. We also wanted to let you know, Idaho officers who did the arrests, they've received death threats for arresting these white nationalists because, of course, the people who would riot at an LGBTQ plus event are the exact sort of people that would give death threats, including to cops. Conservatives love cops until they mildly inconvenience them, and then they must be killed. That's the position of the right. And is it any wonder, Yaz, that in so many cases, like in Portland and all that, the cops often don't get involved, not just because they have a predisposition towards sharing their ideology, but they also know these are the sorts of people that would target them with threats and with violence.
Yeah, and it's really sad because it just kind of shows that their tactics are working, right? They're using fear to push their agenda onto people who don't want their agenda. And they're saying, if you don't accept it, then we will kill you, maybe, if you just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, which is terrifying because it's so random. This particular instance wasn't as random, but it's still, I was more surprised that the cops actually did arrest these people, that, the call came in and then all this was happening and that it was on the news. And it shouldn't have been so surprising for me to see that and for me to accept that. But so many times, the story that we just talked about, these people are cops. A lot of them are, right? Not all, can't say all, but a lot of them are. And to the point that even if they're not, they're protecting them, or the cities are giving them $1.5 million literally for being Nazis, right? So it's not surprising, but it is very sad that people are surprised to see cops actually doing their jobs against these people.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.